All right. This is another group stage game for the online World Cup of Legend of the Five Rings. We have on one side Wales with Dragon, I believe. Yes, Wales with Dragon. And it's a dueling dragon, honor, drain, honor, honor victory, dishonor victory kind of deck. It could be really interesting. Versus Cute and Kakita Crane. It's basically gonna come down to whoever finds the let go voice of honors or defend your honors and die shows. Could be a pretty interesting game. Okay. Of course, spectators here. Action Johnny is on Canadian side, rooting for his team. Rooting for the Crane then, I guess. And then on the Welsh side, I guess we have a few spectators as well. Fantastic. Right, so players are doing the setup, choosing the mulligans. So one mulligans the dragon players mulligans all 4 from his dynasty. That's generally not a good sign, but he keeps all his conflict cards. Now that's more interesting. The Crane player mulligans 2 of the dynasty, and let's see if he keeps all in his hand or not. Hey. Sometimes my chat doesn't update for some reason, so I had to test. Thank you, Yogadunse, for confirming. And right, let's see what we have. So on the Crane side, we have Asahina, Takamori, Whisperer, and Mystic. And on the Dragon side, we have... Oh, wow, that's... Alright.
Oh boy.
Thank you, MacMoosh, for following. So here we have an interesting conundrum for the Dragon player. He can play Raitsugo here, but then he... Oh, wow, that's interesting. Alright, so he does play Sumiko because then Takamori can't stop her from doing stuff. But playing Sumiko is not great the first turn. You would ideally want to have bought Raitsugo. So the problem here is because the Dragon player is first, if you buy Raitsugo, the Crane player just buys Takamori and says, "Hey, Raitsugo, you can't do anything this round," and then the Crane player buys Whisperer and does stuff with Whisperer. But and this pretty much forces the Dragon player to buy Sumiko here. If this was perhaps Yokuni, or I guess if he runs, I can't remember if he actually runs Mitsu, but if this was Yokuni or Mitsu, you wouldn't feel as bad about it. But Sumiko with no favor, that feels pretty awful. I mean, yes, but if he buys Raitsugo, at least he can defend this turn. He doesn't end up in a situation where Raitsugo just sits and is sad for that entire turn. But I mean, Sumiko doesn't exactly feel great. And the Crane player is taking a long time to think here. I'm guessing he doesn't really want to buy Takamori. Takamori feels bad to buy in this situation, but Whisperer and Mystic also kind of feels bad to buy in this situation. I also think that if he has a conflict character in hand, especially if it's a political rival, he's should definitely be considering just not buying anything here and ecoing for this round. That's a very interesting thing. So He knows the dragon player is all about duels and honor drain, so he buys the Mystic with 1 fate just to be able to get rid of super important attachments later on. Yes, that is also very true. Attacking Crane first round is usually ill-advised. Because if you hit Maris' station turn 1, that's probably not a very good time you're going to have. And we see a 4-bid from the dragon player, so the honor drain has already begun. I guess you could try go for a military attack here with Sumiko. If you hit Majesty Station, you go all in and try and smash it. And if you don't hit Majesty Station, you can just pull out Sumiko. Maybe you pass the first conflict and see what the Crane player does though. And maybe do that for the second conflict. I know the dragon player runs a lot of expensive attachments. With expensive attachments, I mean both attachments that cost 2 and that cost 1. And he only has 1 fate this round. Dojo could potentially kill off something, but that will do grant the fate back to the Crane player because this is not a duelist, this Sumiko. Alright, so lancerusso, I may be butchering that name, passes here. I don't think he's going to actually go for an attack here. I think attacking here is probably a mistake. Unless he really wants to get rid of that Takamori. He really wants to get rid of the Takamori. Cool. If this is a Majesty Station, he really needs to break it. Because it's very possible that the Crane breaks back twice. Just break political, add a fan or whatever to... Or even just the court games to... On this the Whisperer to break something, and then the Mystic comes in with a Banzai. But we do see lancerusso actually pass the first conflict here. He's too afraid of what might happen. So chat quickly points out here that reason prevails. The Sumiko does not attack. Also, the problem with, exactly as chat has also pointed out, the problem with dueling Dragon against Crane is every time you duel, you basically give Crane a free box. Free honor. It's just going to be rough for the Dragon's game plan here. It is actually going to come down to basically, because Crane is going to have their voice of honor online all game. So it's basically going to come down to, does the Crane draw the let goes? If the Crane draw the let goes, does the Dragon player have the defend your honor to cancel? Does he have more defend your honors to cancel out both the let goes and the potential voice of honor? So basically, if let's say if the Crane finds 2 let goes and 1 voice of honor, whilst the Dragon player has found all 3 defend your honor, you basically go, oh, I let go your die show. Alright, defend your honor. Voice of honor, defend your honor, goes through, and then he lets go again, and then he defends your honor that let go. And then the die show stays. But if the Crane player has 3 let goes and 1 voice, or 2 voice and 2 let goes, or even as he has this, a Mystic, you're gonna put serious dampening on the Dragon's game plan. It's going to just be rough to do anything properly. Now, here I do think that the Dragon player should have probably attacked. It might be a mistake because maybe he doesn't have such a good hand. Maybe he can't force a break if this is a Majesty Station, for instance. Excuse me. But he is basically giving away the favor at this point to the Crane player. I think that Sumiko attacking Void onto Takamori would on military would have been a pretty good attack.
Oh boy.
Thank you for the follow, man. Nico BR. Alright, so the Whisper finds restorations of balance turn 1. And it is defended. And it's a military conflict. So that's interesting. He really didn't want to accidentally break something, I guess. But he doesn't do that already by attacking the province that has extra province strength due to the holding, I guess. Oh well. So it's 4-0. And the favor is actually going to... what's this? Pillow Book. Now this is a card I actually haven't seen. While attached character is participating in a conflict, reveal the top card of your conflict deck until the end of the conflict. While it remains revealed, you may play that card if it were in your hand. Intriguing. So, Kakita Dojo initiates a duel between Whisperer and Sumiko. And I'm guessing that's a 1-to-1 bid. And Pillow Book reveals the top card. That's a card that can't be played this turn, but at least the Dragon player knows he's going to draw it next turn. So currently it's 1-4 in military skill. Interesting. Yeah, it is entirely possible now to just drop a sword on the Whisperer and favorable grounds out. And... oh! Okay. I think that's pretty expensive. Spear rushes forth to bow out the Sumiko for a 0-0 total. And in return we see an assassination hit the Mia Mystic. That's a pretty reasonable assassination, I feel. Now the Crane player has to play another card to win. Katana, Banzai. I'll never say Banzai. Do we see... no kicker. So he just wants to win, doesn't want to break. That's a Daimyo's favor. So that's going to reduce the cost of the next attachment by 1. I am very much thinking that we're going to see a duelist training get dropped on this Sumiko. And there's the duelist training. Are we going to see the let go? Because that's pretty expensive now from the Crane player. Banzai has been expended and the Spear Rush is 4th. Of course, a lot more cards has been expended from the Dragon player, but Sumiko is going to be alive for one more turn if this duelist training goes off. Unless he has to let go. Ah, okay, so let go does get played. Does he have the Defend Your Honor? No Defend Your Honor. I don't know why he doesn't have a dojo sooner. The dojo doesn't actually do anything, though. I mean, it removes the fate, but it would have honored the Whisperer before the Kakita dojo was used. So I'm guessing we're gonna see duelist training first and bow this Whisperer, and then we're probably gonna see Mirumoto's dojo to remove the fate of the Whisperer. So one let go is already gone. That means there's much more potential for the die shows to stick around. Oh, and we do see the castle bowed as well here to give more power to Sumiko. Oh yeah, this is basically a guaranteed duel right now. A 1-to-1 bid is probably to be expected. And there's the Whisperer goes down. And I think we might even see the dojo here just get rid of the board of the Crane player. Yeah, here we see the dojo. And that's the Whisperer. But at least he gets the fate back, so he can buy something more expensive next turn. Interesting. So no one claims the favor. Unless, of course, the Crane player would have dropped something like an Ancient Master. The Crane player has a card advantage and an honor advantage, but this Sumiko is fairly big right now. And thank you to Hiso Gaming for following. Alright, so there's a lot of Fate on rings here. Basically no ring got claimed last round. And it's going to come down to the Crane player here if he can utilize this Takamori in any decent way. I imagine the Retsuga is going to get tossed here from the...
Scare me. Oh boy.
There it popped, the follows notification. So, yeah.
Scare me.
Oh, wow. More people. Wally the Deer, thank you for following.
Oh boy.
Alright, both the Dojo and the Retsuga gets tossed. Oh, jeez, Jusai. I can't remember what this guy does. That's in the Crane pack, right, I think. I haven't actually seen this card being played. I don't know what I think about it. He ends up in an awkward position here. I guess he plays the Initiate. And if he wants to play Takamori to block the Initiate, he's not too worried about that. And if he plays the Brash Samurai, I guess he buys the Troll. Yeah, there's no Kazue on the Crane side. The Crane is running 3 Let Go and 3 Ancient Master. Oh, Takamori gets played with 3 Fate. So Togashi Initiate doesn't get to attack or defend, but he does have a favorable ground, so he can use it anyway. And now the question is, yes, we do see the Troll. We don't see Yisai, we see the Troll, because 0 Fate means that he actually can't have, he can't place the Fate unless he passes first, which he will do, of course, but he will get that Fate back because it was that first choice of ring, so Jusai doesn't really do much in this situation for the Dragon player. I think this is correct. So the Dragon player bids 4 and the Crane player bids 3, so a little bit of honor is gained back by the Crane player. It's all going to be about how big of a board the Dragon player can produce eventually with just strong characters with a bunch of attachments. Oh, so you mean the Dragon player might be playing Kazue? I'm actually going to have a look at that. He does not play Kazue. He plays 2 Ancient Master and 3 Tattooed Wanderers. That makes more sense that the Dragon player, while on Crane Splash, plays 1 or 2x of Kazue just to have the reprieve effect. Yeah. Yeah, that makes more sense. I think it's a solid addition because Kazue is a monster attachment if it sticks. Alright, so another Void Ring is gone for because that's just rough for the Dragon player right now. He really needs Sumiko to live one more turn, and preferably next turn he actually has the favor to use Sumiko properly. Oh, that stings. He finds Upholding Authority. Oh, that's so awkward to defend. You really don't want to defend that, but you kind of have to. But you really don't want to, but you kind of have to. Alright. If I were the Dragon player here, Oh, to Troll. Interesting. I would have probably defended with Sumiko and then attacked with a Troll instead. And I would have attacked water to stand Sumiko back up. Alright, so Daimyo's Gonbai goes down between Troll and Samurai. Is... yeah, mate, Troll can only have weapons. Yeah. He just realized. So, only weapons on Troll. No. Gunbai. A gunbai is not a weapon. No. I would find it extremely funny if someone ran around a battlefield hitting people with a gunbai. Yeah. If I'm correct in this, the gunbai is something you use to sort of like guide troops, right? You like wave it in certain way, sort of like a flag, and certain movement means certain things to like groups of soldiers. So yeah, it is not a weapon. If you're hitting people with a gun by, you are probably doing it wrong. Well, that's a valid point. It has gun in it. English is hard. Yeah, no. Interesting. So now he ends up in a super awkward spot. He moves in Sumiko to defend this void ring and uses stronghold, and then he's going to have to pull out the troll with the favorable ground. And this could have all been avoided if he just defended with Sumiko in the first place, then used gunbai first action, because Sumiko can have the gunbai on her. And he does find Finger of Jade, but he has to move out this troll. And the troll has to go water to attack to unbow the Sumiko. And this whole situation would have been just much more pleasant if he defended with Sumiko in the beginning. Wow, he actually placed the Finger of Jade on the Sumiko. That's pretty interesting, just to protect against stuff, I guess. But he should definitely move out the troll. Or he can move out Sumiko now that the brash samurai is bowed, I guess. No, he moves out the troll. Fine. I'm just saying that all of this could have been avoided by just defending with Sumiko in the first place, having the gunbai attached to Sumiko, still have the favorable ground. I mean, in this way you sort of had a few more cards drained from the crane player by the fan getting attached, otherwise the fan wouldn't have gotten attached. So, small win. Alright, here we go. Watering. Is he going to find manifestation or not? Also, not having the box available for this attack is potentially huge. I think military attack here is definitely correct. Less things that can honor Takamori. Okay, of course, if he doesn't find shameful display, because then Takamori is just honored. Fair enough. Still have a decent chance of winning this conflict, and then just going in and breaking that shameful with Sumiko instead. Yeah, this Togashi Initiate is basically a mini palace this turn because of Takamori. But if he can win his Water Ring, he's in a really good spot, I think. For this turn at least. Next turn is going to be a bit more wobbly because Agasha Sumiko is going to leave play at the end of next turn. And that's a lot of investment in this Sumiko, and he doesn't really have a lot of money to put into a new character to invest in. While the Crane player has a very solid economy going. I have a sneaking suspicion that the Crane player might be able to grind this game out eventually. And here we see 5-3. Shameful is not breaking, but he's still winning the conflict. Yeah, especially with no Kazuei. This policy debate. Alright, here we go. Policy debate, Troll versus Takamori. And voice is expended to cancel policy debate. That's good for the Dragon player. You're perfectly fine with voice getting discarded to prevent policy debate, because voice is probably one of the things you would discard with policy debate anyway. Voice and let goes. This just means your defend your honors are potentially just more online. Oh, Banzai comes down on Takamori, so he's not currently winning. Does he have a katana? Yes, a plain, simple katana. Oh, interesting. Hawk Tattoo goes down on Togashi Initiate, so Togashi Initiate is actually contributing to this conflict now. He is 7-7. Does the Crane play now have a katana? That's going to be pretty important here. So no extra money to spend on honoring the Initiate, which is a bit awkward. But it's always interesting to see Hawk Tattoo used as quote-unquote intended. Ah, there's a fine katana. I imagine we might see a let go from the Dragon player. It's not impossible to see a let go from the Dragon player here. Of course, 3 cards means that... Okay, so he expends Banzai now. On the Initiate? Oh, this is just begging for an assassinate. Is he afraid of, for shame, if he expends it on the volcanic troll? Maybe. It's a little bit odd though to see all of that power pumped into the Initiate. And there's assassination! Huh. So, that happened. And I don't know who came out ahead in that conflict. I guess both players lost in a sense. Alright. Carry on, next round. Let's see what players flip. I might be able to do that, I might not. It kind of depends on how long this game drags on out. and if lancerusso is willing to participate. I mean, he did some things that even he said, "Oh, crap! I totally forgot that's how it worked." So, for instance, with the gun by and like the first round, the first flip, he said, "Oh, this is going to be pretty bad," and stuff like that. So we'll see. Oh, and now he can. Oh, so the Finger of Jade actually protects against Takamori's reaction here if he plays Yoshi. What do we have here from Kitsuki Counselor Composure? This character has +1/+1. If you okay. Courtesy on his prudent challenger, and now we have Proving Grounds. All right, the dragon player is not in a terrible position here. He can start to draw cards for free. He can have Composure activated on this. I don't think he's going to buy this one. The question is what the Crane player is going to do. Oh, he's going to buy Yoshi. Is he going to trigger Takamori? Oh, he should 100% use Finger of Jade here to prevent this. Yeah, Finger of Jade prevents it. The Crane attachment... The attachment on the Crane character is Fine Katana. The Crane attachments on Sumiko are Pillow Book and Duelist Training. I am a bit surprised to see Pillow Book in a game, but hey. Oh wow, he actually does buy the challenger. I think this is a mismanagement of fate. Sure, the challenger has courtesy, but you give passing fate to the Crane player, you deny yourself passing fate. I think he should have just passed there. He has a decent enough sized board. It doesn't matter. Oh, wow, and lancerusso draws 5 here and the Crane player draws 2. Clearly afraid of dishonoring. Yeah, this guy is probably not going to discard that one. I'm willing to bet. Alright, where do you go now? You don't want to go back to Shameful Display, but you don't want to hit something terrible either, like Magistrate Station. Where do you go? Which ring do you go? I would go Earth. In this situation where hand size is 6 to 7, I would go Earth. Earth is actually really strong in this situation. Okay, or you could go, but then you just defend with Yoshi. And Yoshi is now 5. I guess. I mean, 4 is somewhere in the danger zone, but I'm guessing he is kind of counting on being able to put down a Daisho and starting to reap honor of his opponent soon enough. No one has the favor. The favor has been tied for 2 rounds. The favor is unclaimed. So, no, you're definitely not blind. Alright, so he does find Upholding Authority, which is a bit of a bummer. 7 cards in hand. If he doesn't have any duplicates, I guess that's fine, but... Oh, he could easily end up in a situation where he just wants to pull out of this. At least he got the 2 Fate of the Ring. Oh, Kakita Yoshi does defend, so it's 5-2. So currently he's not breaking. So Yoshi versus Troll. Kakita Dojo activates. 1-1 bid. Lancerusso wins and draws a card from Proving Grounds. That's pretty neat. And now Yoshi is honored, so it's 5-5. I'm still okay with this as the Dragon player. I'm super okay with this as a Dragon player. He's running policy debate for restricted list. He's running policy debate for restricted list card. He doesn't run Void Fist in this deck. He has already played one policy debate actually. Oh wow, a Daisho goes down on the Troll. Wait. What? What was he going to duel with? What can he possibly duel with? He doesn't have any dojos in his provinces. He can't attach duelist training because trolls can only have weapons. Yes, but if you policy debate with a volcanic troll against an honored Yoshi, you're gonna lose. My head hurts. Honestly, right now, my head hurts. What duel is he afraid of? Hang on, I'm gonna... Is there a weapon duel somewhere in here? No. There's no duel. Game of Sadane? Okay. Okay. Alright. Alright. Game of Sadane could have been played. To just drain a bunch of honor from the Crane player. Yeah, a bunch of stuff happened. I have no clue about half of it. But basically, I think the Crane player was super scared about basically getting hit by a bunch of Game of Sadane and just leeching a bunch of honor off to the Dragon player instead. This whole deck is just about leeching honor. So the first thing he did, Yoshi pulled out because he was afraid of duels getting initiated, especially duels like Defend Your Honor. So basically, I think the Troll wanted to just do Game of Sadane and then hope that he might even be able to do Defend Your Honors as well. But here we see 2 Let Go's used and 1 Daisho gone. And Yoshi attacks political onto Restorations of Balance. This is a 5-strength Yoshi. This Sumiko might still be able to bow him out in this conflict. And he has 4 hand size, so you definitely don't want Restoration of Balance to break here. Yeah, and we do see Sumiko defend here. I mean, I'm a bunny. That's a bit harsh. That's a bit harsh. It's just, it's a bit of befuddlement, that's all. Oh, Troll as well? Wow, he really doesn't... No, wait. Just Sumiko? Are we going... Are we going to see just Sumiko, or is Troll going to defend as well? That's the big question. I'm thinking we're having a whale of a time here, gentlemen. Ha 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 ha. Please don't leave. Alright, so we might not see Sumiko defend. Why not just defend with Sumiko? I don't get it. Just defend with Sumiko. Why defend with this pitty little guy? No. Okay. Right. I mean, one thing to keep in mind that these players are actually playing really slow as well, so they might need to keep an eye on their timing, because nothing is broken. Sure, the dragon player is pretty close to getting dishonored, in a sense, but, yeah. We're probably going to see a duel here. The box gets used, so Sumiko is getting pumped up, ready to fight. And we see a policy debate between Yoshi and Sumiko, and this time the Crane player is initiating it. Alright, so Defend Your Honor goes down to cancel the policy debate. Are we going to see the duelist training now? I imagine we are. The hand size of Crane is now 3 cards. The Crane is going to be playing off board pretty much entirely soon. On the other hand, the Crane player's board is pretty stable. And we see a Daimyo's Favor getting used. Are we going to see a second die show on this Sumiko that's about to die at the end of this turn? Is he going to get that much honor drain from it? Wait! Is that a warm welcome? What? What? Okay. Okay, so that means he has a lot more, potentially, a lot more die shows to be played. And replay policy debate, yeah. Alright, Gunby goes down. 1-1. Aren't you already kind of, you know, winning, though? In a sense, why not just use duelist training first to bow out Yoshi? How much do you intend? How much do you intend to stack on this Sumiko when she's about to die? Is my question here, basically. Alright, now you dueled Yoshi. You really wanted to be sure that he didn't bid 5 to bow out Sumiko? I would have taken the 5 bid from Yoshi to bow Sumiko and lost restorations. I would have been fine with that. That basically furthers your game plan anyway, right? If he bids 5 and you bid 1, you gain 4 honor, he goes down to 6 and you go up to 8. You're okay with that. You don't have to play the Gunby. Yeah, but here's my logic behind this, right? He's ultimately trying to win by dishonoring his opponent. If he ends up in a situation where the opponent willingly bids 5 just to break a restoration that does nothing, I'm okay with that. Alright, now you're entering scary territory here as Dragon, because this challenger is gonna get dishonored. This challenger is gonna die this turn. This troll is dishonored. It's gonna die next turn. I'm surprised he doesn't go fire here. The troll is still active while it's unclaimed, so just go fire and grab the 2 fate. I mean, it's not like he's gonna let Shameful go anyway. There are a lot of decisions made in this game that I don't quite understand, and maybe it's because I haven't played enough of Dueling Dragon. But I don't understand. Now you just give him a shameful display again. No. Contested ring is still unclaimed. Claimed ring is only when it's in your pool. Alright, so I missed that. So it's only while it's still, okay, unclaimed. Alright, fair enough. Thank you, chat, for setting me straight. So it's only while it's specifically unclaimed over here. Alright, fair enough. Alright, so he dueled twice and basically nothing happened. He expended a card and a fate to basically have him activate Shameful Display again. Neat. Okay. He gains favor, but now Sumiko dies. Nice. I still think Trolley is decent, but let's not get into that. I think the Crane is basically going to beat up this Dragon at this point with his just, quite frankly, superior economy. I mean, he's just gonna go firing this turn, first conflict, and gain 3 fade off of that. Now this is a card I can get behind. Totori. I like this card. If you can get a die show on this guy and have a bunch of dueling holdings, he is a monster. Alright, Totori. But I don't think really the Dragon player doesn't really have the economy to play his big characters in an efficient way. He's given way too much passing fate to the Crane player, and he has made some plays that basically meant he spent cards and fate for very little. And now the Crane board is probably gonna run all over him. Yeah, Sumiko died last turn. That super souped out Sumiko died last turn, and I think he needed to have just a bigger board established by now. Because from the looks of it, the Crane player is just gonna grind this out. So the Troll can't even participate in conflicts this turn, but it does have a favorable ground, so that is negated in that way. But there's no reason for the Crane player not to go fire here and just hit any other province. Then oh no, he just goes restorations, easy. He's going to, the Crane player is for real going to start breaking stuff on the Dragon player side. It's okay, so he brings the rival. Is he going to convert something? That's a really odd combination. Challenger plus rival. I really don't want you to be here, but I also really want you to be here. I'm guessing he's going to move in the volcanic troll via favorable ground anyway, because the troll is going to be useless after the firing, regardless. Maybe he defends with the counselor as well. Yeah, I'm a bit... Alright, so he just passed. What? He... No! No! No, no, no. No, 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 no. What? He doesn't defend and pass. As the crane player, you should be skipping with joy over that. You get to take one away for unopposed and then dishonor another dude. He's down to 1 honor. You don't pull one in. Takamori marked troll. That's why I said he's going to pull him in. We have favorable ground. I am super surprised that he pulled something in. The unopposed would have been fantastic. I am trying to make sense, guys. It is an odd game, to say the least. But surely when you go firing against an opponent with 3 honor and they don't defend, you're happy about it, right? I'm not wrong in this. Because I think you can 100% defend the crackback of air here. And then you end up in a situation where next turn, they're on 1 honor. And then you just have to win air again. And you win the game. Right? Yes, I'm obviously wrong because this match is happening. Yeah, so, you know, clearly I haven't embraced the full dueling, dishonor, honor stuff things, and they're just doing super cool stuff that outplay each other, and I'm just not getting it. I mean, it's a very real possibility. I haven't actually faced a full-on real I'm gonna win this game by dual draining you yet. I haven't faced a deck like that when I've played, so maybe it just all makes sense if you've faced that and I'm just super confused. But we'll see what happens here. So, Toturi is going to attack. He's going to convert one of these. And whatever he converts is the other one is going to defend. And the first action is going to be duelist training. Because this Toturi is only 3 military, which is pretty sad. And both of these are 5. So, Toturi is going to get bowed unless he spends honor. But he doesn't want to spend honor because then he'll die. And he doesn't even do the conflict. So, now we're gonna see, I guess, Takamori run in with air. Yeah. On upholding. I guess with 4 cards in hand, upholding isn't too bad. So, now he decides to further his victory condition instead of the last conflict. Which is Fine. I guess. Totori defense. He is going to have to use box or something to... That's the wrong move. Now he's going to duel you. You'd use the box first, surely. Yeah. What? That's it? What? Oh, he discards cards! Oh, wow! Oh, I completely forgot that's the text of the duelist training! I was so confused! Of course, duelist training allows you to discard cards from hand instead! Oh! Okay, that's actually a really clever play. I give him that. I super give him that. So, he chose to, instead of losing the game, he chose to discard cards from hand. Cool. I mean, a 4-1 bid, a 4 bid, that's 3 honor. He would have lost the game right then and there if that wasn't an option. I just forgot that it was an option because it's never used. Who wants to discard 3 cards from hand? I mean, he can't do that again because he only has 1 card. So, cool. But now he can convert his Yoshi and go in on Shameful. Yeah. So no defenders, but currently Shameful Display is not breaking. Now with the addition of Stronghold, he is breaking. And he gets to trigger the airing. He is now very much not going to get dishonored because he's back to 5 honor. We actually have a game on our hands here, ladies and gentlemen. Some brilliant play, honestly, from the Dragon player, because I completely blanked that duelist training allows you to discard cards from hand instead of giving honor. So he discards a bunch of cards from his hand to essentially get a free conflict that breaks Shameful Display. That was really cool. I mean, yes, this is true, but the Dragon actually does have a chance now to start having stuff happening if he finds a way to perhaps re-honor this Tuturi and get a Daisho on him and just start draining honor, like shaving honor off the Crane player. That could be a way out, but of course then he actually needs to draw cards, and he can't draw cards. Yeah, this is still very rough for the Dragon player. He found some good cheap guys here though, could potentially help out, but yeah. Investigator is super strong on low hand boards. If he can find an Investigator, he might have a chance to do stuff. Alright, Tranquil Philosopher gets played, and here's a very interesting player from the Crane player. The Crane player uses Imperial Storehouse just to be able to now instead buy Toshimoko, trigger Takamori, and not allow the Philosopher to be in conflicts. Or... yeah. Wait, he pitched it? Oh wow, he actually pitched it. I thought it was on the Broken Province. Right. Cool. Whatever. Carrying on. The Crane player buys out his entire province row. I'm guessing he's going to try for 2 breaks this turn, and then when he's first player next turn, he can just break the Stronghold. But then he needs to actually break 2 this turn. So, okay, so the Tranquil Philosopher cannot participate in conflicts. Finger J goes down on Tutori, so he can't be dueled easily. Both players draw 1. Crane has a massive hand size of 3, and the dragon has a massive hand size of 1. Tranquil Philosopher does give him 1 honor and gets to move Fate to the Void Ring. That is very true. So Dragon Player once again further away from being dishonored. I don't think this is going to come down to a dishonor victory anymore. This is going to be a Crane Smash Stronghold, most likely, if none of the players run out of time before that. And we do see a Cloud of Mind attached to Yoshi, so no pitching of the favor for a bunch of free cards. And that's the only card in the Dragon player's hand. The Dragon player is now playing entirely off board plus Stronghold. So the Crane player can literally map out every single conflict. He can just look at what the Dragon players bring, defend with exactly the right amount, counting box. Because basically the only person the strong one can be used on is Totori. So if Totori is brought and the box isn't used, it's not going to get used. Alright, so 3 skill. This is going to be 5 skill. This is 6 skill. 7. He is winning. Period. Any of these characters wins because he has 3 plus 5 and they have 5 plus 1, 5 plus 1, 6 plus 1. It doesn't matter. Every single character wins. Now he just have to do the calculations on the other side. He can convert the Doom Shigenya, I guess. Do you go for upholding authority here or do you try and find another province? Only the challenger. Alright, he has a favor. Alright, so he brings Takamori as well. So he has definitely enough to break. He has enough to break while pulling something in, which is what he's going to do. If he brings both of them, he's probably going to pull in the Doom Shigenya. Yeah, he's going to pull in the Doom Shigenya and bow the Kitsuki Counselor. Unless the Counselor defends, then he just pulls in both and then wins and breaks anyway. Cool. And then nothing to do because this Philosopher cannot attack or defend due to Takamori. So then he breaks on political with Yoshi because there's nothing that can contest Yoshi. Alright, so upholding authority is breaking. So we do get to see the Crane player's hand here, so we get to see if there's anything interesting hiding there. I don't think so. I don't know defenders, but Doji Challenger moves in Doom Shigenya, so the Counselor is going to get bowed, and this Philosopher is going to do nothing this round, and there's going to be another break for the Crane, and the Crane is going to be on the Stronghold first next round. And let's have a quick look at the provinces. I'm guessing Midnight Revels is under Stronghold, and Before the Throne is somewhere, and Shameful Displays in the... Shameful could also be under the Stronghold. Right. Upholding authority reveals Ancient Master, Voice of Honor, and Way of the Crane. He gets rid of Way of the Crane. Sensible. Voice is very much online. Ancient Master is very much online if need to be. I think you perhaps go for a firing here to honor Ryoku. Eri? Earthring? Doesn't really matter. Airing? Airing is fine, I guess. If the Dragon player should find Daisho next turn, he can still prevent too many honor drain shenanigans. Right, what do we have here? Okay, he does find Shameful Display. So in this situation, you should dishonor Ryuku and honor the political rival. Yep. Shameful Display is still breaking though, and there's nothing the Dragon player can do about it. And that's it. A shameful display broken. That means Revels is on the stronghold 100% guaranteed. Yes, that should be Revels on the stronghold. So he steals 1 honor. And now he has 2 pretty strong character leaves play. But his first next turn, he can go in with Yoshi on stronghold. And that should be Revels. So Yoshi is going to get bowed. So the question is, what is he going to bring with him for that push? Ryoko perhaps can re-honor herself unless she finds another big character. Uji probably will be great for the Crane player at this point. The Dragon player finally has some economy to buy big characters. Hitomi potentially big here. Yoshi Dupe gets used. Challenger is really good to buy here. I guess Whispers are okay also if you want to do a political conflict on the stronghold. Double Doom Shigeni is a bit awkward because you can only buy 1. But yeah, I think you should definitely buy the Challenger here as the Crane player. Right, so Hitomi does get bought here by the Dragon player. He also has enough money to buy Retsugu. Oh, this is actually a bit awkward. Retsugu can easily kill off the Whisperers. Retsugu does get bought. And another... the last Whisperer gets bought. And... there's a real possibility that the Dragon player can hold on for this turn. I would have bid 5 here as the Crane player. Complete honesty, I bid 5 here and then I just probably run over him. Alright, so we know this is Revels. Hitomi is going to probably bow something. And Raitsuga is going to kill off one of the Whisperers. Yeah, this is a bit of an awkward all-in push on the stronghold here for the Crane player. I mean, if you bid 5 here, there's a decent chance that you perhaps find your last Let Go. And if you find your last Let Go, you can get rid of Cloud of Mind, and then you can get rid of the Favor. And then you can just have a God Hand, and perhaps just run over the Dragon here, but we shall see. How much does he bring into the conflict? Everything? Oh. Everyone, get in here. If he doesn't break, this could be bad. Water. Alright. Oh, he didn't bring Yoshi? No, Yoshi's gonna get bowed. It doesn't matter if you bring him or not, he's gonna get bowed. At least if you bring him, he has the duelist training. Oh no. Oh no, he would have done stuff with the duelist training. Oh no. You cannot not bring Yoshi. If you're gonna leave something outside, it has to be like, I don't know, a Whisper or Toshimoko. Alright, so double dishonor onto the 2 Whisperers instead of bowing. One of them is gonna get killed by the Raitsugu. I mean, he has 22 against 9. That's going to be 22 against 11. That's actually going to be 20 against 11, so 9 up. That's going to be less than that because one of them is going to get killed off. I think the Crane player's got this. Just from looking at it, I think he's got this. Yes, the deck lists are full knowledge. You're fully allowed to even have the deck list like right next to you while you play the game. I can actually so every player has have had to submit a deck list that is linked to their name. So anyone can at any point just click the name and look at the deck list. So this is the two deck lists for the game. It's not something that just I have access to. Anyone have access to them by going to this screen and clicking the names of the players. Alright, here we go. So that's 20-11, and the stronghold doesn't prove enough, and that is going to be the GG. The Crane player breaks the Dragon player's stronghold. That was a game. Alright, so there's a bit of... or I guess awkwardness going on, because the Dragon player hasn't played against New Box Crane before. Which kind of makes sense if he's the Welsh guy, which I think he is, because Masters of the Court has not been out in the UK until, I think this was this week. And another fun fact about Masters of the Court, where I live, it is still not out. I have not had the new cards for Crane in my hand yet. It feels super bad. But that was the game between Canada and Wales, and Canada clinched it with the Crane player. The Crane player for Canada clinched it in the end against the Dragon player from Wales. So that's it. Thank you so much, everyone that watched. And thank you so much, everyone that followed. I'm going to cut this stream now and head bed. Have a nice evening, everyone. Or if it's the day for you, have a nice day. Goodbye.